Hello everyone, this is Mr. Alberonen here again, and today it's time for a Let's Learn Lily. She's another really interesting Street Fighter take on a grappler. She's got, classic Mexican typhoon, but she's also got a lot of interesting tools like long-reaching buttons and interesting ways of enforcing plus frames, either from a knockdown. You can get plus frames from her Condor Spires, or of course she's got these wind stocks that she can add up and make herself get either really good knockdowns or plus frames if they block. So a lot of interesting stuff to make her quite a unique grappler out of the set that we have in Street Fighter 6, and she is considered one of the easy characters, so if you are even the slightest bit interested in trying her out, I suggest you do, because she shouldn't be too hard to pick up, and then you'll get a good feel as to whether she's actually a good fit for you. So let's get straight into this. We're going to go over her buttons, her combos, and general game plans and strategies, and then take what we've learned and try her out online. And that said, let's just get straight into the stuff. So let's start with her punches. Her punches are both kind of slower compared to other characters' light punches, but they are 6 frames. So nothing dreadful, but what makes them good is that they're so easily to cancel into each other because they're so long reaching. You can basically always, if you're close, get 3 of these into each other, or you can just do 2 in order to combo into a DP or something. Or if you're further away, but they are just really good, especially considering you can cancel them so easily from her light kicks as well. She has no problem cancelling 3 lights into each other, which is a pretty common thing in Street Fighter 6, but sometimes not so much for the grapplers. So it's really, really good that she has this ability, and they just reach so far, and they're really honestly just good as poke tools. So you can really just throw these out, and they hit at a similar distance as your Mexican typhoon. So you can be like poking people in ranges where they have to be like, oh my god, am I blocking these pokes or am I dying? And we'll get to it later, but they do have enough hit stun to go into her buffed Condor Spires, and if you're up close, you can combo into a DP, but that's basically all you're gonna get. Nothing else will ever really combo into them, from them. Then the light kicks are actually her fastest buttons. So her standing light kick is her 4-frame button, and the crouching light kick is her 5-frame button. So they're both faster than her light punches, but they don't reach as far, of course. Which, it's great that a grappler doesn't have the disadvantage of not having a 4-frame button, so it's good that she has one, but it's just short-ranged and it's useful. It can be cancelled into itself and into any of her other lights, so super easy cancelability, which means if you're mashing on someone after your plus frames, you can mash on this to make sure they can't grab you or poke you out of going for your strike throw. So really, really good stuff, and it doesn't matter that it's short range because as we just showed, the Condor Spire leaves you really, really close to the opponent. It's in perfect range to go for this, and then you can cancel into your lights, and then you're pushed away and you're totally safe. And then the crouching light kick works basically the same way, except it's a low and is 1 frame slower, but it is just as cancelable. So it's good for the shenanigans in the exact same way. They're just really generally good buttons for all of Lily's lights. Particularly for a grappler, they're not usually so privileged to have lights like this. Medium punch. Kind of all of her medium punches are just her long-reaching pokes. So standing medium punch, 9 frames, is safe on block, from all the ranges it hits at, and is only slightly plus on hit, and it can't be cancelled into anything, unfortunately. So it's something that you just will be using to poke, keep the opponent away, but having these long-range pokes is really good because it gives you some sort of presence when you're in these kind of distances. Because this is a kind of different distance that kind of sucks for grappler, because you're nearly in, but then your opponent usually has far better buttons than you, but that's not the case for Lily. She has big things like this, and other ones we'll get to. She has big buttons, so make sure you're using this medium punch and the crouching medium punch, which is basically the exact same. It's slightly faster for slightly less range, but yeah, they both kind of achieve similar things. So just use them kind of interchangeably, I guess. I'm not really sure why you would use one over the other because they seem pretty similar. They're both not cancelable. Then her medium kick is actually kind of one of her best buttons for just pressing when you're in distance for it, because it is actually cancelable, and you can use it after your drive rushes as what you go to extend into combos and stuff, because it's decently fast and it's cancelable, and it does, more damage than just a little light poke. Going for this, like when you're in this range, is good because then you can cancel it into drive rushes or drive impacts to keep yourself safe. Or, of course, into Condor Spires. And yeah, Ruchi. It's a really good button. Crouching is also actually pretty good for a grappler. There are a few characters in this game that don't have cancelable crouching medium kicks, but she is fortunate enough to be one that actually does have a cancelable one, which is super good, which means you can use this crouching medium kick as a proper poke. Some characters just kind of throw it out and hope it hits the opponent, but she can actually do the classic stuff of throw it out and then cancel into stuff from it and extend or keep itself safe. It's really good privilege that she has with that button. And then Heavy Punch and Crouching Heavy Punch look kind of similar, except the Heavy Punch just uses 2 clubs and the Crouching one only uses 1. And they're both about 10, yeah, this one's 11 frames and Crouching is 10 frames, but the only real difference is that the Crouching one is 2 hitting, whereas this one is just single hitting, and that's really kind of the only difference I notice. The standing one, like, I'm not sure why you would use it over the Crouching one. They have the exact same hit advantage, and it's more minus on block, and you can dash cancel both of them, which is what I'm getting to, but they both have the exact same properties and about the same frame data, but the Crouching one is double hitting, which means you can far more easily like confirm it into a combo if you want, or it's also really good as an anti-air. So if I have Jamie in the air here, you pretend he's jumping in on me, there's like the first hit of this actually hits really high above her. So it's kind of like Faust's 2K, where it just hits super high and just knocks the opponent out of the air for a quick, easy anti-air if you just need something to react to late while you're crouching. It doesn't lead to much because, you know, they get like thrown out of the combo, but it works as an anti-air. It's double hitting, it can be drive rush cancelled into your good combos. Yeah, it's just kind of better, far easier to hit confirm, and does like more damage, so I would say go for your Crouching Heavy Punch a lot more. Whenever you're in distance to do it, go for it. Double hitting, yeah, obviously, as we'll get into when we get to our special moves, it's useful for going into her Condor Spires, because it'll be just, you know, it's really good. I don't understand why you would press any other button than this one, and maybe this one because it's a bit faster. It confirms, it reaches a decent distance, and it can work as an anti-air as well. It's lovely. It's everything. We've also got this forwards Heavy Punch, which is kind of like just a damaging, easy to hit confirm attack string. So you just throw out the first hit, and the first hit is relatively safe on block as long as you're not super close to your opponent. And if you do see that it hits, well then you just keep pressing Heavy Punch, and you get this pretty nicely damaging target combo. It also has a really lovely amount of range, so even when you're around this distance, this thing will hit. And it also means that it's kind of an option you can do after a drive rush, because it just reaches so far, you don't need to dash all the way in, and it can kind of be a good way of following up after your grabs. And if you see that it does hit, well then just do the whole thing. Can be cancelled into supers? No, I don't think so. But the first hit actually can be cancelled into things, but I don't think it can be... Oh, it can be dash cancelled, okay. So that first hit is really good. It's slow, but really, really long reaching for the kind of button that it is. Nice. And we've also got this diagonal down forward Heavy Punch, where it's her big overhead. It's quite slow compared to some other characters' overheads, but hey, giving a grappler like mix-ups and this overhead that I believe puts her in the air. And it acts in basically the same way as a lot of other overheads. If you drive rush, you can get combos off of it pretty easily, and it's also safe on block if you just do it raw, -3. So cool, she's got an overhead. Now her heavy kicks are also really good buttons. This standing heavy kick is probably her best long-reaching poke. It's only 14 frames and hits like just within round start distance, like around here. She can throw this out, and it has really deceptively long range. Like you wouldn't think, when you just look at the little leg that's out, like how is this reaching, but when you take into account the step 4 that she does and stuff, it reaches really, really decently far. So this is a really good poke for just, you know, when you're around this distance and you want some presence and maybe you're slightly out of range, you know that these medium punches aren't going to hit, go for your heavy kick, it'll work. and I guess you can use it in similar ranges you would go for your forwards heavy punch. So that's cool. It's also like safe on block. Of course, from the distances you're using it, it's completely safe. Crouching heavy kick is a sweep, and is actually kind of unique because it's 2 hitting. It's still very unsafe on block, -12. Even if you space it out, there's a good chance that they might be able to punish it. But it looks cool, and that's kind of it. But one thing that is good about this, and also her standing heavy kick, is that they're both buttons that carry momentum. As far as I'm aware, she kind of has 3 main buttons, or 4 main buttons that carry momentum after a drive rush. Like, some things just stop you in your place if you press it after a drive rush. If I go for this, see, she kind of just stops there. But if I press my heavy kick, see how much she is ice skating on the floor when she goes for it? And the same kind of happens for the sweep. She's just sliding along the ground. And so these are both really good to use after a drive rush, perhaps after a command grab, because you can just dash in and then go for these, and they hit really, really meaty. And as you can see there, if I do a drive rush into that sweep and it's -8, it does make it kind of nearly safe. So you get to approach your opponent after the command grab, keep yourself maybe kind of safe, and if they do get hit by it, well then, it's just a sweep, and you get a hard knockdown, and you get to go for your strike throw afterwards. Okay, and I think that's actually all of her buttons already. Let's just go straight into her special moves then, because that's kind of where her main game plan comes into play. And I think let's just start with the Mexican Typhoon, because that's the simplest, but also kind of one of the key aspects. So, it's a 360-degree motion command grab, which, as you can see in the bottom of the screen there, it makes it seem like you have to do this full circle, go forwards, and then all the way around to make the input, but a little tip, you do not have to do that. And it's actually really, really lenient with the inputs you do for this. I can actually just do a half circle, like from forwards all the way down, like forwards, down, forward, down, down, back, back, and then just slightly up, back. And then as I press up, back, and so I just slightly go past the half circle and just a teeny bit backwards. That actually counts as a 360 degree for some reason. And I can even do the reverse. I can go hold backwards and then go half circle down to forwards and then slightly up forwards and press the button when I press up forwards. And then that also somehow counts as that input that it shows at the bottom of the screen. It looks nothing like it, but it gives it to me, which is important and super handy because that means I can get these on the ground without having to do this weird 360 input that would, like if I tried to do a full 360, I'm just in the air. And that's not what I want. So yeah, make sure you do this. Just basically do a half circle, then slightly accidentally go a little bit past the half circle, and then press the button as you press slightly upwards. And you'll be Gucci and you'll get these awesome command grabs. So how they work is similar to Zangief. The different levels of strength of the button, light, medium, or heavy, just changes the damage and the distance that it can hit from. So around this distance, the heavy one isn't going to connect, but the light one will, because the light one has really long reach but less damage, and the medium version is in the middle. So if you're using them after your pokes, like maybe I've done a few pokes and I'm trying to go into a command grab afterwards, but in that situation you're probably going to go for the light version. But if you are up close to the opponent, maybe I've gone for some kind of plus on block situation with my Condor Spires, then just go for the heavy one, because they're all 5 frames and you may as well go for the heavy one because it does a lot more damage. So if you're close enough, always go for the heaviest you can, but if you are far away, it's a lot safer to go to the light version and have it actually connect, because you do not want to whiff these. It is like a full second before you can block and you're absolutely going to get punished. And the OD version is kind of just like a happy middle. It's got extended range and slightly better damage. And all of them have 5 frames startup, which is the exact same as a regular throw. So if you're in a situation like when you're +1 and the opponent thinks, oh, they're close to me, I'm just gonna throw them. If you go for the input for your command grab when your opponent, goes for a throw, you're gonna beat them, because command grabs beat throws. And they won't be able to tech it, they won't be able to do anything, they'll just lose. So make sure you're going for this throw a lot. She's a command grab grappler, so make sure you're grabbing. Now afterwards, as you can see, it pushes you basically full screen, which can be a little bit of a problem if you don't use some crazy way to get in. And in my opinion, some of the best ways she has to get in is either, if you have these stocks, you can kind of do a Condor Spire in. Oops. which as we know will be +1 on block. And the heavy version reaches far enough to hit the opponent. It does not hit particularly meaty, but hey, it's a good way of just launching it on your opponent, and they recover pretty quick so you don't get killed by drive impact. But there are other few options that I like to do instead of this, and these are the momentum buttons that I was talking about. So dashing in and going for either a sweep, a standing heavy kick, or a forwards heavy punch are all options I think are really, really good, because they all carry the momentum over drive rush really well, so you can get these really meaty buttons after her command grabs. And even though some of them don't set up to really good situations, like the heavy kick, it has the best range, but really doesn't have the best frame data. Like, okay, maybe I'm +8, but from this distance, I don't really get anything. And even on block, I'm not gonna be particularly plus, I'm still gonna be minus. So it's really just the one you use if you just wanna make sure you hit your opponent with a super, super meaty button. Otherwise, I recommend going for the sweep, which is kind of safe, or gets you a knockdown if they get hit by it, or go for the forwards heavy punch. Whoops. Which, if you do that, you can either hit confirm it into the rest of the attack string, or just drive rush cancel it again and go into a full combo. And also on block, it becomes totally safe. And from the distance that you are after you use this, your long-reaching buttons like this crouching medium punch are really good for beating anything the opponent would try to press against you. So that is her command grab. Make sure you're grabbing whenever you can. Use the light version if you're a little far away, use the heavy version if you're closer, and afterwards just drive rush in with your heavy kick, crouching heavy kick, or forwards heavy punch. It's a really cool thing, and it's kind of the core of her gameplay. Now, for the other stuff that goes around it, we have these Condor Winds. Actually, let's talk about the Condor Spire first. So down forward kick. This is her other staple special move, where she just sends herself flying forwards in the wind and knock the opponent down. Unfortunately, these don't really combo off of any of her lights, and the only way you can combo into any of them is after like a heavy or medium attack. You can sometimes combo into the light version, and then off of some heavies you can combo into the medium version. But because they're so slow, they're generally not too good to use in combos, and if you are doing little buttons into special moves for a simple combo, you're probably more often going to be just going into a DP because it's a better knockdown and faster to connect. But what is good about these raw versions is they also have the potential of being really good for Oki. So if I do knock my opponent down with a DP, either in a combo or not, I can go for a Condor Spire, and as you can see, it'll hit my opponent so late it actually becomes plus on block instead of a -8 like we saw before. So I'm +4, right in his face, you bet your ass, I'm going for a command grab. If I do think they're gonna jump, well, I can literally press like any of my light or some of even my medium buttons and it'll catch them out of mashing or going for the jump. It is just really, really good situation. And it's also drive impact safe. So my opponent's waking up with their drive impact, I can easily drive impact them back. So it's very, very good for a lot of situations. The only thing is that I think it is vulnerable to wake up DPs. Yeah, so that's the only thing you have to be wary of, but hey, getting hit by a DP is not nearly as bad as getting hit by a drive impact. So it's a really cool way of going for plus on block Oki to keep your pressure going, because you plus in the face, you can go for command grabs, you plus in the place, you can go for throws. It's just a strike throw character's absolute dream. So they got really good uses for that, and basically off of any of her knockdowns, she has an option of going into one of these. Like off of the sweep, you can go for the medium version, that'll be +4 or +2 depending on how early you do it. Off of the heavy DP, you can go for the heavy Condor Spire, and that'll become +4 or +3. I think off of a throw, she can also go into the light one. No, there was something else. Maybe after this. But then you've got those anyways. So yeah, the main one is going to be your DP and your sweep, because that's the most common knockdowns you're going to be getting. What about this one? How plus are we? Oh, you could probably do one off of that as well, maybe. Maybe not. But the potential is there that they become plus, and that's kind of their only main use when you're in their normal mode. The OD version is kind of just slightly faster and you get a quicker knockdown and it doesn't have too much use. Where they do become even more useful and practical is when we talk about the next special move, down back punch. So So when she does this, if I do the light version, she just spins around her clubs and gets this like wind spirit spinning around her. And now whenever she goes for any of her Condor Spires or other special moves that they'll get to, they have a totally different effect. They'll start up way earlier, they have multiple hits, and that means you can combo off of things, you can just use them in a lot more situations where you weren't able to use them before. So I can use them after my lights, I can use like the multi-hitting ones after my heavies, I can combo off of them with my DPs now. They just get so many more applications, and also they become super easy pressure tools because they're just naturally +1 on block from close up. So you don't have to space them out or use them as Oki tools. They're just straight up +1 no matter what range you use them at. Which means you get instant strike throw off of any time the opponent blocks, which is super strong. And you can stack up to 3 of these either by doing the input like individually each time, or you can hold it down to get all 3 if you think you have a lot of time in neutral. And yeah. The medium punch version and the heavy punch version will also have a strike afterwards. So she does a little bit of a dance, you can hold it down, but then afterwards she'll do this big club strike. The medium punch version will just stagger the opponent for a bit and you'll only be +2, but the heavy punch version will fully knock them down and you get a nice juicy knockdown. Which is really good, but unfortunately it's so slow that the only button it naturally combos off is this. So when you're fishing around for this, often I'll just be dialing into this because you get to build up one of your wind-clad stocks and you get the nice knockdown. So it extends the combo and gets you your extra wins, so you've got these awesome spires. And also, they're relatively safe. They're only -8 with a ton of pushback, so in my books, that's practically safe. You do give up your turn, but you get to build up one of your wind-clad stocks for free without having to try and do it in neutral. And medium punch version is kind of more useful if you're planning on cancelling into your level 3, because the heavy punch version just won't combo because it leaves them airborne. So that's the main way you're going to combo into your level 3. And doing the OD version also does a strike, but you can hold down the button to not do the strike, to fake out. But this is the best way you're going to combo into your level 2. Because it does a ton of damage. Ton of damage for a button into a special into a super. That's half of their life. Yes, please. So this is how she builds up her wind-clad stocks. And these basically make all of her other special moves, except for her command grab, of course, just better. And we already talked about how the Condor Spire changes. It gets like faster startup, so she can use it off of her pokes. It becomes +1 block. It also gets a far better knockdown. So after every one of her, or practically every one of her Condor Spires, she can build up the wind-clad stock and still be plus enough to go for a command grab that the opponent cannot mash out of. Is that kind of crazy? Yeah, I think that's kind of crazy. It's awesome. Because when you use this, as you can see, you're +52, and going for this is only 47 frames, so you have enough time to go for a command grab or go for a strike, and the opponent cannot interrupt you. Pretty awesome stuff. Now this also affects her other special moves, which we'll get to. She has a DP motion with punches. It doesn't work like some characters' DPs. The regular version is kind of just, a strike that goes into the air. You can use it as an anti-air, but it isn't actually invulnerable to anti-air attacks. Or maybe the heavy version is, one of them is. But it does good damage, and is also really good to use in your combos, like after a few pokes. Oops, that's up 1. Because it leads to a good knockdown, and as we mentioned, after it, you can enforce your plus frames with your heavy Condor Spire. And the OD version is actually invulnerable to throws as well, which is kind of useful, so it just makes it, a little bit more of a reversal like some other characters have, but it's still not a true invincible DP. And when you have the wind-clad stock on, it basically just makes it do 2 hits, so it does a bit more damage, and if you OD it, now it does 3 hits. And you can actually cancel the OD version into the next special move we'll do, which is her dive kick. And that does a ton of damage, but it does cost you 4 drive gauges. But if you anti-air your opponent with something that does this much damage, Like, that's probably going to be round-ending amounts of damage. It's pretty crazy. So this dive kick is input by doing 3 buttons in the air, or 2 buttons for the normal version, which is unique. It makes it very easy. So even if you cross to the other side... Okay, maybe it doesn't work, because she'll go over there. But I don't know. It's just 2 buttons. You just press any of your 2 punches, and she'll go for this dive kick. It's super unsafe, the regular version, so really only use it after a jump if you really see that the opponent has gone for a projectile or you're actually going to punish something. Otherwise, it's just far too risky to do on its own. But, you know, having a way to change your air trajectory so well is always a super useful tool. And the game actually suggests if you want to go for it and use it safely, the best way to use it safely is actually just to miss and land in front of your opponent so they're expecting to block it, but then you just go for a command grab. The OD version is a little bit more safe. Apparently, I don't know if I believe that, it's still minus 22. But if you hit their toes, you know, the frame data becomes a little bit better. But I still wouldn't suggest using it unless you know it's gonna hit. And of course, it's really cool that it can be used after your DP. Just get a ton of chunky damage. And I believe also with the Windclad stock, it does get 2 hits. So it just does a little bit more damage. And that is her entire toolkit, I believe. Pretty simple, but they all intermingle super well to make, honestly, a character that can, like, deal with basically anything. One thing I forgot to mention is that when she has the Windclad stocks, she can do her OD Condor Spire, and it does actually become projectile invincible. But it will consume 2 bars of your drive gauge and 1 of your Windclad stocks. But having a way to completely just go through projectiles is always going to be a super strong thing in a game that really loves powerful projectiles. And now quickly for our supers. Down forward punch is her level 1 super. Just an easy confirm after her light pokes most of the time. Just to add a nice bit of damage, you have to dash in just like your command grab. Go for your sweeps or heavy kicks or whatever. The level 2 is down forward kick, and it's kind of interesting. It has a few extra properties. It can be performed in the air, and it also can consume a Windclad stock to do more damage. So it becomes this bright green one, which does a bunch more damage with a bunch more hits, which means if you're ever comboing it off of like this, which automatically gives you Windclad stock, and you can see the Windclad appeared for a second and then got used by him at level 2, so it did more damage and it was like half of his entire life bar. And so this is just a good way of, you know, obviously cashing out for damage in your combos, and because it's done in the air, there's also some interesting combos you can do. Like this, oops. Which are kind of really stylish. And keep in mind that would have done even more damage if I had a Windclad stock, so very damaging super. And then her level 3 is down back punch, but it has very little range and can only be used against an opponent that is on the ground. So the only real way I know to combo into it consistently is off of my down back medium punch. Oh, but not if he's put in the air from that. So if I'm ever got like a drive rush or something, I'll just do into that, and that seems like the best way to go into it. Nice cash out. Okay, now that's all of her supers. I think the one thing I forgot to mention was her jumps and throws. Both of them, oops. Her throw doesn't leave her with much advantage. She's only, what, like plus 20? So she can't even really do a dash in or anything. She just has to walk forward and press some of her buttons. Luckily, it leaves her at a range where her long-reaching buttons will connect. But she doesn't really have throw loops unless maybe if the opponent's in the corner. But even that, I think, is kind of not real. The back throw puts the opponent even further away, so I wouldn't really suggest going for it. You may as well just keep them in the corner and stay slightly closer to them so that your long-reaching buttons actually connect. And then for jump-ins, obviously the main one, like most characters, is going to be jumping heavy kick and maybe jumping medium kick for the cross-up. But also jumping heavy punch is really good for deep jump-ins. Like, look how low this hits below her. I can use it from really high up on the screen. Just to conk him on the head. And then go into some combo afterwards. So, 3 good jump-ins, especially for a character that likes to be in the air a lot as a way to approach, as grapplers like to do, like bunny hops in. Make sure you know which of your jump-ins are actually really good. Okay, so now, that is all of her normals and her buttons and stuff. Let's go into the kind of combos and game plans we get from those combos. So, off of our little pokes, as we mentioned, she can connect her lights together super easily in like literally any order you want to. A few kicks into a light, crouching kicks into 2 lights, or just 3 lights, light punches, sorry. Can all link into each other super well, but if you don't have a wind-clad stock, if you do 3 lights, they're not going to combo into anything. So if you do 3 lights just as like mashing, I recommend you just use the plus frames from the lights to go into your command grab. Otherwise, just do 2 lights into a heavy DP, into a heavy Condor Spire to get your plus frames, and of course, plus frames mean you go for your strike or your throw. And if you go for strike and then they get hit by the strike because they're trying to jump out or mash, well then we just loop into the exact same thing. And we go over and over and over again if they keep getting hit by it. But if we do have wind-clad stock up, your lights are a lot easier to combo off of, because you can do all 3 of them into a light version of your Condor Spire. It'll connect, and you'll get a lot of corner carry, a nice long knockdown, so you can walk up, go for strike throw, or if you are close, you can even use the medium version of your Condor Spire, which will give you enough time to go for another wind charge afterwards, and still be plus to press your own buttons or your own command grabs. So really good options off of her pokes. Either just do them and then go into command grabs, do them into DPs, whoops, and then take the Oki plus frames, or if you have Condor Spires, just super easily go into the combo Spires if you have the wind buff. Off of your pokes, you're not really going to be confirming into too many combos, because a lot of her pokes are just that. They're just pokes to stop the opponent doing things from a distance and make yourself have a little bit of presence, because they're mostly not special cancelable. But if you do go for special cancelable ones, they are your backwards heavy punch, standing and crouching heavy punch, and also your forwards heavy punch. So any of your heavy punch buttons, basically. And also her standing and medium kicks. So if you go for any of these, you can basically dash cancel and go for your backwards heavy punch. I don't know why I'm saying dash cancel today. You can drive rush into your backwards heavy punch, and then off of your drive rush, you go for the backwards heavy punch in the drive rush, then standing medium kick into a DP, and that's probably the best option she has for drive rush combo, because a lot of her buttons don't kind of link into each other easily like other characters do. So this doesn't unfortunately work after your medium, so you will have to go for something like this. Whoops. I think that works, right? Oh no, it's only +5. So you'll have to go for into a light or something. Or just go for a light into... Which is also good that you can cancel your lights into a drive rush, by the way. He has the Daigo stuff where you can cancel your lights into a light. And extend that way. But yeah, after any of the heavies, so forwards, crouching, or backwards heavy punch, she can drive rush cancel into backwards heavy punch, standing medium kick into a heavy DP, and Bob's your uncle, it'll be pretty good. Or you can do the medium kick into your heavy Condor Spire for a ton of corner carry, a bunch of plus frames on the knockdown, so you can build up the Windclad and go for another command grab. So that's our Drive Rush combo. Even off of Drive Rush in neutral, I go for this because it's +2 and it's long reaching, and like if I think the opponent maybe is blocking, I'll go for this anyways because it leaves you a nice range to go for strike throw, and if it hits, then you can just easily confirm into your combo extensions. Off of a Drive Impact combo, I think the best thing is probably just to go for a back heavy punch into down back heavy punch, because you get a Windclad stock and you get a nice knockdown off of it. I don't know if you can get much like specific Oki from this knockdown, but if you get the Windclad stock Obviously, you can just like dash in, you'll still be plus, and then your pressure is going to be amazing. So even though it's simple, you can go for your pressure, go for this, and then you're in the corner, or if they block it, you will be plus. So yeah, I think that's the best and simplest option off of the Drive Impact. And if you ever want to combo into your level 3 to cash out, just do the same thing, but instead of going into the heavy version, just go into the medium version. And then the rest of the supers you kind of combo into simply how you would expect them. Level 1 can be cancelled easily after your level, like your little pokies. Level 2 can be comboed off of this. And in the corner, we have some slightly extra extensions. She does have some technical and pretty hard to time connections, but some of the easier ones are like Heavy Condor Spire into a DP, just so you can extend a little bit of damage after it. But I'm pretty sure you have to have the wind stock for the enhanced DP as well, or else that also won't connect. So yeah, you can extend after those, and you'll get a nice knockdown, or you can just go from your Condor Spire into building your Wind Clad, and then to go into a command grab or into a strike. And that's honestly about it for combos with Lily. Just make sure you're going for little stuff after your pokes, either a DP or your command grabs, or with your Wind Clads, you just go any of your buttons into any of your Condor Spires and you'll get a nice knockdown, a lot of corner carry. Like any of your pokes really connect into them super easily, and backwards heavy punch, just connect it into down back heavy punch, because that will build your Wind Clad stock, get you a knockdown, and is also safe. And that's kind of the only combos that we need. After command grab, I'll just quickly mention again, the best things to do is to like a drive rush up into either a sweep or forwards heavy kick, because these have really good drive rush momentum. And they hit really meaty, or your forwards heavy punch, because it can be drive rush cancelled and you can go for it into extending your combos again, and it's also plus if you use it after a drive rush, or you can just extend it into its target combo. So there's a lot of options. She's a pretty simple character combo wise, but let's see if that seems so online. Maybe I'll fumble everything as soon as we try her out, and I think it's about time we do that. See you there. Oh my god, okay, Zangief. Grappler versus grappler, but one is slightly larger than the other. Right. This is gonna be pretty scary. I guess I should spend a lot of time in the air, especially since I have the dive kick.
My pleasure.
Just to make sure I don't fall victim to any of Zangief's shenanigans. Ah! Oh no. There we go. It's already started. Bro, his buttons are so, like, surprisingly good. Hey, that was meant to be a DP, I don't know where it went. Okay, yep. Reversal command grab. Should have seen that. Can't be surprised. Ow, that hits me out of the air? No! I messed it up and it got me punished. Damn it! And he was able to autocorrect to the other side with his command grab. This guy's too fed on the glue eater diet. I mean, good job. That's not meant to be insulting. That's a term of endearment. Ow! Oh, that's a big wheel kick overhead that also hits me out of the air. Ooh, okay. Ouch. Hey, I got my grab. Oh, damn it, I'm so dead. And it's a CA version as well. I'm gonna have like 2% life. God damn it. We were doing kind of okay until one mistake. No! No, and then I went a little bit too crazy at the end there. EX Condor Spire? I don't think it's meant to be used like that. I don't think so. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be a tough one. Oh my goodness. Okay, I just have to make sure I'm not minus and in his face. Even if I don't get to the distances I want to be, as long as I'm not right beside him, we're okay. That was meant to be my command grab as well. Bro, what is this wheel kick? Oh no, I think I messed it up. It wasn't plus at all, was it? Ah, no! I should have just neutral jumped or forward jumped. Oh my goodness. Why are we in the grappler extravaganza for the first match? Okay, I'm really low on drive gauge, which kind of sucks. Oh my god, and he just instantly grabs. I guess I should be doing the same thing. I should take lessons from him. Ouch. Oh, it's because I have the Windclad stock. It changes the frame data of my DP. Okay, I know this is a waste, but I just want to kill him so we don't lose completely 2 rounds in a row, because I feel like that can definitely happen. It's just one mistake and that chunk of my life bar is gone, so I just need to make sure I secure the deal. And, okay, I had a lot of drive gauge. I probably could have done a few drive rush combos instead, but I'm sorry. Just have to make decisions on the fly so we don't lose. From there. From there. That's like the classic person fighting a Zangief line. From there. You got me from there. Ow. I don't want to be part of this. No, it whipped. Does that work? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Guess I get one of these up. Oh, I could have drive rush canceled that. No! No! My DP missed! No! Oh, yes! Okay. Just a few of our long range buttons. I should make sure to abuse those more, but damn, that was really high stakes. And now we have to do another one. Oh, goodness. That wasn't a punish. Okay. A lot of the stuff he does is quite punishable, so I should make sure I actually do something that is a punish. Oh my god, classic, of course. Great combo, wow. That's next level meta stuff. Hey, we got the win. Don't complain. Ow, ow, don't kill me. Okay, he didn't grab me. Thanks, man. Thanks for messing up the input. I really appreciate it. Oh, okay, I shouldn't do that if I have the Windclad stock, because I may as well just go for, I don't know, anything else. Okay, that kind of combos, but I can certainly go for something better, I assume. Oh, that didn't combo, and it really didn't take my plus frames. No! No, my crouching lights are so slow that I couldn't mash through his drive impact. Yeah, no, sir. Ah, my DP! That also doesn't work, right? No! My level 3! What's the input? I tried to do my level 3 to punish it. Please kill. Oh, thank goodness. I did not want to go into another round with that guy. There's too much chaos, too much stress and scrambling. Goodness me. But hey, that's one set of success, Lily. Good job. Now, Marisa, why are we going against all the massive, brawly, grapply people? I'm just a little Lily. Please don't wallop me and turn me into a puddle. So, okay, I'm actually pretty scared of this because a lot of the stuff I do is like some single hitting stuff and she has a lot of armor. Ow, yeah, okay. No, okay, I use that every time when she jumps, so maybe when I think about using it, maybe she's jumping instead. Ah, that didn't beat her drive impact either. Oh, okay, very nicely done. That was really, really quick reactions, or she was just gonna do it either way. Oh, do 5 of the DP. Please hit her out of the air, thank goodness. Oh. Okay, well, at least I'll be out of burnout. Look on the bright side. Is she mashing? No, she's not mashing! Why aren't you mashing? Okay, we managed to get the win, despite a bunch of dropped combos and questionable decisions. Oh my god. Well, very great round start. This round is gonna go excellently, I can smell it. Damn it, she jumps again there. I keep fishing for these long-reaching buttons when I should just be paying attention to when she jumps. Am I dead from that? Oh no. Oh no, I did the heavy version so that whiffs and I can get punished from that. Luckily she didn't, but I could have. Mexican Typhoon? It's not enough to kill though. Oh, but that's not plus if I OD it, huh? Nice. Do random stuff. That's the way to victory most of the time. My goodness, why are we against all these scary brawler characters? Can't we have a calm match against Chun-Li or something? Oh, that doesn't work. But I can still grab her. Thank you. Oh, I got it. Nope. You're too close. I'm dialing my command grab ASAP. Oh, that wasn't plus? Guess I may have mistimed it, or maybe being in the air makes it kind of weirder. Oh, yes please. No! Did I hold it down or something? Why didn't it work? No! Damn it, that's a real buzzkill. Don't know if I can take this round now, even though it didn't mean that much. I feel defeated already. That was definitely not a Mexican typhoon. Oh, yes! See? Drive rush into her ice skatey buttons that slide so far. Crazy good, man. So good for locking people down that think they can just do whatever after my command grab. You cannot! Okay, and now a Jamie, once again with the cool colors. These alternate color suits are really just going awesome for every character. Ah, overhead, nice. I should use more of her medium kick, by the way. That's like a fast button that's like cancelable and kind of goes into some better stuff. He's not scared enough of my Mexican typhoon yet. Ow! No! Great combo, great combo, great combo. Oh, thanks for not punishing me or killing me with the punish. That's very appreciated. Awesome. I love having a DP that actually works. Gotcha. Gotcha. Jumped away. Should have used standing heavy kick. Hey, hello combo. Gone. No combo. Did he do something? He didn't do anything. Okay, I've got a decent amount of life. Maybe I can take this. He's in burnout, and now he got DP'd. Perfect. Nicely done, Lily. Nicely done. For the first games, these aren't too bad. Not too shabby, mind if I don't say. Let's go for it. Try and use the dive kick. Ooh, okay. It worked. Okay, you drink, I get these. Oh wait, maybe that's not a good trade. Oh. Nice. Too obvious to go for the Typhoon, huh? Nice, I love that conversion. No. Ah! He used his dive kick, how dare you? Oh, okay. I didn't even get it? That's so mean. Ouch. Didn't get punished somehow. But I'm losing so much drive gauge from all this blocking. Oh, I don't know why I did that. That's punishable. Yikey, yikey, yikeys. Bad decisions, bad decisions. Left, right, and center. No, that didn't come. Very bad, very bad, very, very bad. Let's see what combo he has off of this, though. I don't know how much of a chance we have of winning this. We're in burnout. He's still extending a combo. Let's just, yep. Level 1. Try our best to do anything. Oh, that's punishable. Yep, it has to hit from very, very max distance to be anything slight useful. I just didn't know if I had enough time to go for my Wingclad stock. I guess that's no excuse to making stupid decisions. Haha. That was... I charged for all that time and I got one. I should do that more, actually. It's kind of a safe way of going into something that gives me a wind cloud without having to have to do it in neutral. Okay, okay. We're doing grappler stuff. Okay. We're doing Lily stuff too. Okay, that was nearly flawless. Good turnaround. Oh, yeah, too risky, too risky. Unless you're absolutely sure what they're going to be going for. Hey, grappler stuff. Ouch. Oh no. Oh, dead. Nicely. Oh, I'm not dead. Okay, thanks for the opportunity to live. I really don't know what to go for. Ah! Oh, I didn't get punished. Bro, this is so scary. Oh! Okay, whoops, that was meant to be a level 1, but I'm glad the light DP worked in its place. Nicely done. Okay, well. Should we do one more set? Let's try one more. The main man himself, Luke, is the last match. Maybe is the first person we're fighting against who actually is a projectile, which might be a little bit rough for us. We'll see how we go. Oh no, we fought against some... No, there were some projectile-y people. Ow. Oh, that doesn't reach from there? Oh, that is very not plus enough for that. Every time I use back heavy punch, it just happens to be when the opponent jumped. Ouch. Ooh, that was a nice chunk of damage when I did the EX though. Try it again. Okay, cool. Should I try doing this? No, it's so risky. Honestly, like, really slow. Oh, thanks for throwing me out of the corner. Ah, damn it. Tried to try using crouching heavy punch. Oh, he's got the perfects. Oh, nicely done. He knew the dive kick was coming. Okay. Okay. I underestimated you at the start, Luke. Let's just take the damage while we got it. Ow. No, that's gonna catch me. Yeah, because I accidentally did a few lights whiffing. But hey, we got that okay reset loop a few times. Seems pretty good. Ow, ow, ow. Nice. Using our long range pokes to outdo the... What do they say in that thing when it's the character trials? Use your long range pokes to be in a range that the opponent gets poked or something silly like that. Nice. Maybe I could drive rush off of that. No! Yeah, okay, my lights are so slow that I can't actually do 3 hits through a drive impact. Oh, I can't do this. That was meant to be a command grab, but I'm glad it worked out. Nice punish. Yes! Drive rush, heavy kick. It seems kinda crap, but it works every time.
Only I can hear it.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh no. Ah, he's got those. He's got them. No! How did I mess up that combo, man? I'm messing up everything. And I'm jumping like a loser. Oh, I should have used the light one there. Like that. Does that hit him out of the air? Okay, nope, that does not work as an anti-air, and I'm totally just wasted that round for that one test. Excellent. That means we can't be silly and try new things in this last round. This is the one that counts. Hey, you mashed on my hella plus frames? Where's the respect? No! Okay, whatever. We've got some life. And a lot of meter. Oh, damn it, I keep overestimating how far that reaches. I did not mean to do that! What? Okay, well there goes all that meter I have that I was talking about. No, and I can't do that. No, and we lost because of it. Or not. Goodness, this is too scary, bro. Damn it. You missed inputs, and if you, oh wait, is that the last game, or do we have a final? Okay, final rematch. Or we don't. Wow, sore loser Luke. Sore loser Luke. Anyways, I think we did pretty okay. Of course, she was never going to be too complex, but we were, you know, kind of starting to press things at the right time. Doing some okay combos, okay pressure, and landing a few command grabs. So it's a net win. I think we successfully Let's Learned. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in whatever's next. Goodbye.